Good Monday evening and welcome to the Ncwlife Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window, and it was just oppressively hot out there this afternoon. 100 degrees the last I checked, and I think we could even go a couple more degrees higher than that before our official high temperature is read later this afternoon. A beautiful look there from our Omi Gardens Sky-Fi Tower camera, looking back at Rocky Reach Dam, and lots of smoke and haze in the air today. A lot of air quality around north central Washington, especially to our north. Not good at all. We're talking places up around Twisp in the Methow area. A lot of fires from British Columbia, smoke from there moving down, and of course all of the fires that we have going on here as well. And talk about hot temperatures, we were hot all over Washington today. We're expected to go to at least 101 degrees here in the Wenatchee area, maybe all the way up to 105 for places like the Tri-Cities and Walla Walla down that way, parts of northern Oregon as well. Yeah, it's hot today and we're going to stay hot, but there is relief in sight. And we will talk more about that coming up a little bit later on in your weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The 25-mile creek fire near Chelan is now 100% contained. A very active 125-acre wildfire is burning in heavy timber in an inaccessible area of the Methow Valley Ranger District. The Chelan Hills fire that started Friday afternoon has swept over 1,800 acres of brush, trees, and several structures, is now 87% contained. And the lower Cle Elum River fire that broke out along Interstate 90 forced the highway's closure until crews from multiple agencies contained it overnight. But first, we begin tonight. A fire burning on U.S. Forest Service land in the Entiat Valley forced the evacuation of hikers and campers. The Cougar Creek fire was reportedly burning in heavy timber, snags, and logs in steep, inaccessible terrain that's burning about 20 miles north of Entiat in the Mad River area of the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. Forest Service crews were notifying trail users to evacuate the area due to the close proximity of the fire. It's estimated to have burned about 400 acres at last check. The Upper Mad River Trail System and the Tommy Creek Trail have been closed until further notice. Well, the 25-mile creek fire near Chelan is now 100% contained. Level 3 evacuations remain in place for some homeowners and campers along Lake Chelan's south shore. That's near 25-mile creek. The 3-alarm fire that started Sunday afternoon had crews from Chelan, Entiat, Manson, and Douglas County, along with air support teams who were in the area for the Chelan Hills fire. According to Lake Chelan Now, the fire crossed both sides of Highway 971, which is South Lakeshore Drive, near 25-Mile Creek State Park. Evacuation notices were issued last night for areas from milepost 9.5 to the west, including Hale Road and Shady Pass. That, according to Chelan County Emergency Management, which includes 25-Mile State Park. A level 3 roadblock was also in place throughout the night with no access to that state park. The Red Cross opened an evacuation shelter at Chelan High School last night, but fortunately no one needed to take advantage of the shelter. 2 garages were destroyed in the fire and some area homes were damaged. Chelan County PUD shut off power between Fields Point and 25-Mile Creek for about 130 customers. Still no estimate on power restoration there. Well, a very active 125-acre wildfire is burning in heavy timber in an inaccessible area of the Methow Valley Ranger District. It's about 13 miles west of Mazama in Okanagan County. Smoke jumpers, a 20-person crew, a large helicopter dropping water, and an air tanker dropping retardant are currently assigned to that fire. Due to public safety concerns and the behavior of this fast-moving fire, 6 trails have been closed to public access. Forest Service employees are sweeping these trails, advising recreationists to leave the area. In addition to the trail closures, Lone Fir Campground and Washington Pass Overlook are also closed. Lightning from thunderstorms over the weekend started 22 wildfires in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest, most of which are less than a half acre. Well, the Chelan Hills fire that started Friday afternoon has swept over 1,800 acres of brush, trees, and several structures. It's now 87% contained thanks to the efforts of 260 firefighters and a squadron of air tankers and helicopters. Managers say they still don't know what caused the blaze. There were no injuries, but crews on the ground were challenged by difficult terrain and sweltering temperatures. The fire claimed several structures, including at least one home. Crews today are mopping up hot spots within the perimeter. There's an excessive heat warning in effect through tomorrow. The next 2 days, daytime maximum temperatures are expected to be over 100 degrees with minimum relative humidity in the low teens to single digits. Well, here's some footage of Sunday's fire suppression efforts in Kittitas County. The lower Clayello River fire broke out along Interstate 90, forcing the highway's closure until crews from multiple agencies contained it overnight. That fire, as I mentioned, is now 100% contained. Coming up next, formal criminal charges are pending in the case of a Rock Island man suspected in his wife's shooting death. A rabid bat was found last week on a pathway at Omi Gardens in Wenatchee. A bizarre scene on Blewett Pass late last week when a Leavenworth man was tased and arrested for stacking and throwing logs at passing motorists on Highway 97. And an elderly Ellensburg couple were killed Friday in a one-vehicle accident on I-90. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the Ncwlife Evening News.
Vamanos junk haulers, big or small, they haul it all. Vamanos junk haulers are experienced at hauling junk from your household items to yard and construction debris. That old hot tub and eyesore, Vamanos will make it Vamanos. Recycling is a priority to Vamanos junk haulers. They'll haul away your old appliances and electronics. And for the do-it-yourselfers, Vamanos Junk Haulers also rents trucks and trailers. Call Vamanos Junk Haulers and Moving Service today to schedule your free estimate.
It's a free walk-in job search assistance center. It is designed to help job seekers with the tools that they need to find a job. We have partnered with libraries in 5 other cities, providing the same types of services that we offer here, just there.
Just walk in, we have laptops, and we can help you with resume, cover letter.
All of our services are paid for by the revenues earned in our store. Goodwill is just a tool that the community is using to help their neighbors find a job. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Welcome back. In other news, formal criminal charges are pending in the case of a Rock Island man suspected in his wife's shooting death. Douglas County Prosecutor Steve Clem is reportedly reviewing the case against 66-year-old Uli Tulilu, who was arrested last Wednesday on suspicion of second-degree murder and domestic violence. His wife, 68-year-old Peggy Tulilu, was found dead in a fifth-wheel travel trailer the couple lived in next to a residence off Riverside Place. The woman died from a gunshot wound to the head. A sheriff's deputy discovered the body after responding to a report that she'd failed to pick someone up for a ride. The couple reportedly had a history of domestic problems. According to court documents, the victim reportedly made at least 2 prior reports that the husband threatened to kill her. Uli Tulilu is in custody at the Okanogan County Jail. His bail is set at $500,000. The suspect has denied involvement in his wife's death and reportedly told deputies the last time he saw her was around 3:30 a.m. that day when he left for work. A rabid bat was found last week on a pathway at Omi Gardens in Wenatchee. Animal Control delivered the rabid bat to Chelan Douglas Health District to turn it over to the Washington State Lab for testing. It is unknown if anyone or any pets came in touch or were exposed to the diseased bat. Touching a rabid bat may expose a person or pet to rabies. Chelan Douglas Health District asks that you contact your local health jurisdiction if you or someone you know came in contact with that bat. For any Chelan Douglas residents, please call 509-886-6400. That's Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Remember, anyone who touches or has contact with a rabid bat is at risk of getting rabies and should seek medical evaluation immediately. Well, a bizarre scene on Blewett Pass late last week when a Leavenworth man was tased and arrested for stacking and throwing logs at passing motorists on Highway 97. Thursday afternoon, the driver of a Toyota Prius was driving north on Blewett Pass when she saw 31-year-old Stuart A. Campbell stacking logs in the northbound lane of Highway 97. As she attempted to drive around the pile of logs, Campbell allegedly threw a log at her car, breaking the windshield and damaging the passenger side. Campbell also allegedly threatened to kill the Prius driver as well as a passerby who tried to help her. Chelan County deputies arrived and were forced to tase Campbell in order to restrain him. He was booked in the Chelan County Regional Justice Center on second-degree assault, second-degree malicious mischief, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, and threats to kill. Well, an elderly Ellensburg couple were killed Friday in a one-vehicle accident on I-90. The Washington State Patrol says 75-year-old Dolores Anthony was traveling east on 90, 2 miles west of Cle Elum, when the vehicle she was driving left the roadway and rolled, coming to rest on its side down a 75-foot embankment. Anthony died in the accident, as did her 80-year-old husband, Leonard Anthony, who was a passenger in that vehicle. You're watching the Ncwlife Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the Ncwlife Evening News. Stay with us.
Hi, Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. When you think of Alpine Air in Wenatchee, think of professional, friendly customer service for all your heating and cooling needs. Alpine Air partners with Carrier, manufacturers of some of the best heating and air conditioning equipment available today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Visit our store in Wenatchee, meet our people, see our shop. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
And now it's a sports update on the Ncwlife channel.
And a good Monday to you. A.J. Atherton and 2 relievers held Wenatchee to a 5-hit shutout as Ben salvaged the final game of the 3-game set over the weekend at Vince Genis Stadium. Final score Sunday 8-0. The loss snapped a 4-game winning streak for Wenatchee after the Sox took the first 2 games of the series 9-0 on Friday and 11-8 Saturday. Chris Deal delivered the big blow for the Elks on Sunday, a 3-run home run in a 4-run 4th inning off of Apple Sox starter Hunter Boyd. The loss dropped him to 4-2 on the season. Isaac Barrera did what he could from the leadoff spot. He went 2 for 4 with a double. It was the 5th time the Sox were shut out this season, but they have still won 3 series in a row. Wenatchee returns home tomorrow to host Port Angeles in the first of 3 games at 7:05. Also the first of a final 6-game homestand. The season already coming to an end for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. Also in the West Coast League on Sundays, we'd open up the Les Schwab scoreboard. Ron Brown, he was the home run hitting champion for the All-Star break. He was 2 for 4 with a home run and 3 RBI to lead a Port Angeles past Walla Walla 7-4. Tyler Oldenburg earned the victory on the mound for the lefties, going 7 innings, allowing 1 run on 5 hits with 8 strikeouts. Nick DiCarlo's 2-run triple in the top of the 11th led Yakima Valley to a win over Cowlitz on the road. Zach Taylor was 4 for 4 with 3 runs and an RBI, while Briley Knight drove in 4 runs on 2 hits as Corvallis won on the road at Kelowna 9-5. Carson Brashear's RBI single in the bottom of the ninth tied it, and Sam Nowitzki followed with an RBI single to walk off the win as Portland came from behind to beat Bellingham 6-5. Chris Fogner hit a 3-run home run and drove in 6 for the Victoria Mavericks in a non-league game. They scored 17 runs on 18 hits to beat the Harbor Cats in a non-league contest 17-7 the final. On the West Coast League schedule for today, only 1 game on the tap. It's a non-leaguer. Team Cuba making the trip to Canada to take on Victoria. That game starts here at 6:35. Well, the 5th annual Sunburn Classic 3-on-3 basketball tournament was held over the weekend in downtown Wenatchee on the avenue between Orondo and Kittitas streets there. There you see it. The heat waves coming off of the avenue. It was aptly named the Sunburn Classic with temperatures nearing 100 all weekend long. Teams from all over the Northwest battled near 100-degree temperatures besides the competition for bragging rights. So here are the results. Rugrat Nation Co-Ed 2nd and 3rd grade Hero Squad from Star, Idaho. The winner in the 3rd and 4th grade boys, Valley Basin Ballers of East Wenatchee. 5th and 6th grade girls, winner the Ball Squad of East Wenatchee. 5th and 6th grade boys, the champion Lil Mex All-Stars of Othello. 7th and 8th grade girls, Llama of Othello. 7th and 8th grade boys, EHE or of Moses Lake. 9th and 10th grade boys, Rec. It was Manson winning the title. 9th and 10th grade boys competitive, Walla Walla Elite, the elite team there. As we continue on with the results from the Sunburn Classic, high school boys Rec, ISO out of East Wenatchee, the champions. Adult men Rec went to Lace Up of Beverly, Washington, and the adult men Elite Money, Sunburn's Finest of Mansfield, Washington, and the adult men Elite Three-Peat of Moses Lake. I don't know if it was a three-peat for them, but nice name anyway. Mariners gave Marco Gonzalez 7 first-inning runs, and he made it hold up in Sunday's 8-5 win over the Angels. For the Mariners, D. Gordon, Denard Span, and Ben Gamble each had 3-hit days, while Mike Zanino went 2 for 5 and drove in 3 runs. Gonzalez earned his 12th win of the season, going 6 innings, allowing 2 runs on 7 hits while fanning 7. The win salvaged the final game of the weekend series in Anaheim, but didn't cost Seattle in the big picture because the rest of the AL West didn't do so well over the weekend either. Seattle returns home to host Houston in the first of 3 games tonight. James Paxton coming off the DL to face the Astros. Garrett Cole. That game starts at 7:10. On the Les Schwab scoreboard from the rest of the American League West on Sunday, Mike Minor struck out 8 over 6 innings, and the Texas Rangers completed a 3-game sweep of Houston by a score of 4-3 Sunday. The loss came despite Houston's pitching staff striking out a team record 19 in the contest. Tom Murphy hit a 2-run home run, and Ryan McMahon hit 2 doubles and collected an RBI as Colorado edged Oakland 3-2 to complete a 3-game sweep of the A's. So as a result, Seattle actually gained ground a little in the standings, now trailing Houston by 4 games and holding a 2-game edge over Oakland for second in the wild card spot in an American League race. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCW Life Channel. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. So many times we cover a story about a brush fire and resulting evacuations, but rarely get a glimpse into what it's like to be there. In our features story tonight, we visit with Mark Straub, whose home was literally in the center of the Chelan Hills fire Friday afternoon. Straub says he received word of the fire from his wife.
I got a phone call from my wife at about 1:30, I think it was, 1:25. And letting me know that she had just heard a report that there was a fire at mile marker 233, which is our house. So in the span of a couple of minutes, she made it down the hill and called me back and said, it was noticeably upset, and said that I needed to come home now. So I broke a few speed limit laws heading home. By the time I got there, the fire had circled and crossed the road, and my concern is it getting into a drainage that comes down behind our house, and we have a 117-year-old barn on our property, and that was my immediate concern. You don't necessarily think too clearly in those sorts of moments. That I didn't think much about the house, but certainly was thinking about the barn. But it was, just looking at Chief Odie and Fire District 4 and some of the first responders, just the job they did was amazing. And realizing quickly that they needed to call in support. And I guess, Eric, for me, watching over the course of the next 7-8 hours while they fought the fire, what really stood out to me was just the communication that went on between them, the other fire districts that showed up, DNR, BLM, the Sheriff's Department, Douglas County Sheriff's Department, State Patrol. They were all, this was at ground zero at our place, and they were, just the communication and the coordinated effort that went on was really significant. That's, something that I haven't always heard that occurs, but it certainly did in this case, and it was pretty amazing.
Straub tells NCW Life News that one of his neighbors lost their home in the fire, and there were several outbuildings that were burned. We'll hear more of his story coming up tomorrow right here on the NCW Life Evening News. We'll be back with more news and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
Looking for a hands-on, high-demand job? Now is the perfect time to get trained for a career in manufacturing. Washington currently has a shortage of skilled tradespeople, and retirements are making room for more. The machining program at Wenatchee Valley College is designed to give students the foundation to excel in this precision industry. Don't wait, there are only 15 spots left. A 2-year degree and a 1-year certificate are available. Learn more at wvc.edu/machining.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. Confluence Health has notified some patients who have been affected by a recent data breach. Hospital officials report on May 29th they learned that an unauthorized person may have gained access to an employee's email account on March 30th and May 28th of this year. A subsequent investigation determined that some patient information may have been included in the email account, including name and treatment information. No financial information was contained in the email account. Hospital officials say they have no indication that any patient information has been misused. However, out of an abundance of caution, they're notifying affected patients. To help prevent something like this from happening in the future, we've taken numerous measures to heighten security around our email system and increased monitoring of our network for suspicious activity. That according to Confluence Health officials. Well, recapping our top story, formal criminal charges are pending in the case of a Rock Island man suspected in his wife's shooting death. Douglas County prosecutor Steve Clem is reportedly reviewing the case against 66-year-old Ncwlife Tulilo, who was arrested last Wednesday on suspicion of second-degree murder and domestic violence. His wife, 68-year-old Peggy Tulilo, was found dead in a fifth-wheel travel trailer the couple lived in next to a residence off Riverside Place. The woman died from a gunshot wound to the head. A sheriff's deputy discovered the body after responding to a report that she had failed to pick someone up for a ride. The couple reportedly had a history of domestic problems. According to court documents, the victim reportedly made at least 2 prior reports that the husband threatened to kill her. Yuli Tulilo is in custody at the Okanagan County Jail. His bail is set at $500,000. The suspect has denied involvement in his wife's death and reportedly told detectives the last time he saw her was around 3:30 a.m. when he left for work that day. Time now for a check of that north central Washington weather, and let's first take a trip outside our weather window where we're dealing with some smoky skies and just downright oppressive heat today. There is an excessive heat warning in place all through today, and in fact until 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Excessive heat warnings means you folks that are susceptible to heat, maybe heat stroke or some sunstroke, please stay indoors because we are talking temperatures that hot around the century mark and even above as we look at a very hot Columbia River and smoke-filled skies around Rocky Reach Dam from our Omi Garden Sky-Fi Tower Dam. Let's look at our temperature surface loop now, and a new trend in this. Our colors, the deep reds and oranges, will actually lighten up as we make our way through the week. Yes, very hot today. Weather Service predicted 103 for us this afternoon. Once again on Tuesday, 102 to 103, even 107 in parts of the Tri-Cities area and also down into Walla Walla. But as we move into Thursday, Wednesday, and Thursday, things begin to change. We'll cool off about 7 to 10 degrees on Wednesday, and then an even bigger cool down as we move into Thursday afternoon. Look at that light orange color for us here in central and eastern Washington. On Thursday, our temperatures will cool off even below normal. Our normal high right now is 88. We'll be in the mid-80s on Thursday. Maybe just a tad warmer than that on Friday with highs from about 85 to 90 degrees. And won't that feel nice after seeing all of this heat? 99 yesterday was our high, 99 as well on Saturday, our high temperature. And today we should be over 100 as well tomorrow. So these cooler temperatures that we're going to have by the end of the week will feel very, very nice. Let's take a look at that quick lube and tune forecast now. And tonight, can you believe the low temperature? 75 for us, 103 possibly on Tuesday. Yeah, we're going to have to deal with a little bit more of that smoke and haze from area fires. Wednesday, it should cool down, as I mentioned, about 7 degrees to 96. Still call it hot, though. Thursday, cooler then, 86 under sunny skies. Friday, 84 with sunny conditions. And then we'll climb back up to about 87 for Saturday and 89 our Sunday high temperature. It looks like just a fantastic end of our week and weekend ahead. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
Walk and Roll Wenatchee's Asian Express is fast, fresh food. Wenatchee Roll's new Poke Hawaiian Fresh Salad Bar is the best. Fresh greens, fresh seafood, and handmade sauces. You know what you want. At Walk and Roll, create your own style meal. Hot off the line chicken, beef, and veggie plates. Lunch or dinner to match your appetite. Fresh sushi, hot entrees, Poke Fresh Salad Bar. It's new. It's Walk and Roll Wenatchee fast, fresh food your way. Located on 5th and Mission.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.